Welcome to Khaliis Take. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you can get the newest content first. But let's just go ahead and jump right in. You know, the last thing I needed to hear, or any Clippers fan needed to hear, about the Clippers, or anybody just watching basketball in general that's following the Clippers to, see their progress and see if they really actually can, do this and make it to the finals and win it. The last thing we need to hear was injury status or any type of injury on, Kawhi or PG at this point. And of course, you've probably already seen it yourself. It's on ESPN.com. You can check it out. But Paul George retweaked his right hamstring, his hamstring that he had, his right hamstring. He retweaked it in the game, or in the loss, I should say, against the Miami Heat, where they lost 110-100. And, the one thing I said about the Clippers, the thing that really held them back, or that holds them back from being the best, one of the, if not the best team in the league, really, is just the fact that, the injuries. Now, Paul George was out for about 6 or 7 games, or maybe a little bit less than that. If my mind serves me correct, he was out for, let's just say this, he was out for several games a couple weeks ago due to that hamstring. And that hamstring, to me, is one of, and I said it before, the hamstring is one of those issues where it's like, or it's one of them injuries that's very, very, peculiar, you know what I'm saying? You don't really, it's like, it's not like a bone there, like you broke an ankle bone or something like that. It's just one of those injuries I feel like players just go through, and it lingers throughout their career, and it just never really, goes away. It simmers down, but it just flares back up at times, depending on what stage you're at with it. It just flares back up at times, unbeknownst to the player, and when it does, usually it's a sign of bad things to come. Now, the Paul George situation, he's had injuries before. He's had this injury before earlier this season, and it didn't keep him down too much. He came back from the injury. He's been balling, really. He's been playing very good, been putting up big numbers, and, holding it down as much as he can. But, this injury right here, I'm really kind of worried about a little bit, because, as I said, it's just, hamstring is one of those injuries where it's like, it seems like it's an ongoing problem, and it never really ceases. So with that being said, I really hope that Paul George, gets the treatment that he needs, which that's what's going on right now. You can read it on ESPN.com. He's getting treatment on it, and they're going to reevaluate it in the next few days, next few games, to see exactly, where he is and how he feels with it. Because honestly, at this point, whoever between Kawhi and PG, maybe both, but if both players make the All-Star team this year, I'm gonna probably need the Clippers to pull both of them if both of them makes the All-Star team, or if one of them, whoever the case may be. I don't need Kawhi or PG playing in the All-Star game to retweak anything or the possibility of anything happening. If I were the Clippers, I would shut down all hopes of any All-Star type of appearance. If I were them, because this team needs to get 100% healthy, and every game, every weekend, every outing they have of not playing real basketball, they need to take advantage of that. The All-Star weekend, that's just an enjoyable weekend for everybody to be there, to see one another, hang out, all that stuff. That's fine, but the Clippers have to try to win a championship. And the way it's looking with this team, Kawhi is still not really, fully with the back-to-backs. I think, I'm not sure about the minutes restriction. John Wall's still in the minutes restriction, I believe. Now Paul George has re-aggravated that hamstring. I think the Clippers just really need to kind of slow it down a little bit and really try to get these guys healthy, because All-Star games and all that, they need to just not even worry about stuff like that. At this point, because honestly, they got to keep these guys healthy. They got to keep these guys right, man, because this is championship or bust for them, and it's nothing else, no other way to look at it for them at this time. So if that's the case, which that's what it is, I'm going to need the Clippers to, really scale back on a lot of things in regards to things like that. No All-Star game for neither Kawhi or PG, no matter whether they're healthy or not. Don't let them play in it. Restrict them from playing it if there's a possibility, because I don't know how long Paul George is going to be out. And even if Paul George is not out an extra amount of time, you got to wonder, if he does come back early, can he re-aggravate the injury again? And see, this is why I said they need to just be 100% healthy and get as healthy as possible, because this team has to win a championship, man. They have to. I mean, they have to, bare minimum, they have to make the finals. That's my bare minimum for them. They have to at least make the finals. And they're not going to do that if they're not healthy enough to do so. And, the way this team is right now, between Kawhi and PG, Kawhi with the back-to-back things, not happening right now. And, PG with this right hamstring injury. I don't like the sounds of this right ham industry, injury. I don't like the sound of it. I don't like the fact that he retweaked it. I really don't, because as I said before, that injury right there is it's one of those injuries that a lot of athletes will tell you they rather not have that injury over a lot of them, because it just lingers, and when it lingers, it stops their momentum of actually regaining their confidence of getting back to the player they were, because they try to do a certain move here, a certain move there, trying to do a spin move on it too much, a lot of your turns and pivots. That hamstring is very, very crucial, so it can definitely limit a player in so many ways, to where it's just one of those injuries I just really can't stand, so I don't know. Like I said, I just need this team to get healthy, and I don't know what it's going to take for them to get healthy. I don't know, drink more milk, I'm not sure, more potassium. I don't know what it is at this point, but I just don't need to hear any more injuries with this team. I would like to see this team go through a 10-15 game stretch where everybody's on the floor, everybody's consistently playing, no back-to-backs, no minute restrictions. Just get the best out of everybody that you can, because like I said, this team, as good, as talented as they are, the chemistry is not being built. And like I said, we're only 36, 37 games into the season, but before we know it, we'll be 70 games into the season. We'll be saying the same thing. So, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I just want to see it all put together. I want to see it all, put together at once if I can. It seems very, very tough for that to happen, with this team. But I still got hope. I still believe that they'll find a way to all get healthy and be on the floor. I'm just not sure about, the lineups and the rotations with Ty Lue and what the hell he's doing. To me, he's starting to coach just like Doc Rivers in regards to his lineups and his rotations, which could be a problem, because it was for the Clippers in the bubble when they found themselves losing to a team like the Nuggets, where they should have beat. But at the same time, Ty Lue did learn a lot from, Doc Rivers. So, I mean, it's like, you got to kind of look at that all in its own right now, too. I mean, that kind of bothersome for me. But at the same time, I mean, hey, you got to just roll with what you got. I mean, he's the coach of the team. He's all you got at this point. So you got to just, go with his decision and see. Hopefully it works out for the best. But I don't know. Right now, the Clippers, it's not a dark cloud over them, but it's definitely a question mark. For me, definitely a question mark with them, right now. Like I said, Paul George news is not really good to me, because I feel like that could be something, issue long term. Kawhi definitely is looking like he's getting into rhythm, the more and more he plays, which is good. But the Clippers are starting to, let some games slip here that I don't think that they should. They lost a 20-point lead against Philly. I don't know. Like, they just look, I don't know. It's like they're trying to figure it out while trying to, get healthy, and while, trying to figure out what lineup they think is good enough to put in the first and fourth quarter to stagger minutes between Kawhi and PG and everybody else, so everybody can feel like they're a part of this, journey, instead of some guys feeling like they're left out. And it's like Ty Lue's trying to please everybody, and it's just no way possible. So, I mean, the Clippers are going to have to figure some things out. I mean, nobody said this was going to be easy, but honestly, I feel like they should look a little bit better than what they do. With or without, Kawhi, being there both on the floor at the same time. As long as you have one of them, you still should be winning, a lot of the games that I felt like, they should have won. But, I mean, it should have, would have, could have. No need to fret there. But regardless, I just need to see this team get it together. And hopefully they get it together a lot sooner than later, because, like I said, we're 36, 37 games in. And now you add another 30 games to that, we'll be like, 70 games in saying the same thing. And I don't want to be doing that. I want my videos to be talking about, hey, they're looking good right now. Everything is going good. Maybe rest some players a little bit. Keep the chemistry going. Keep up the good work. I want to be making videos like that in the next 20 or 30 games. So hopefully I will. But like I said, not the best of news with Paul George, but definitely, hopefully, in the long term, the Clippers will have him at 100% or at least 100% as possible, and he can go into playoffs along with Kawhi Leonard, because they're going to need Kawhi to be averaging somewhere around 20 plus points, 25 plus points. I'd say, anywhere around game 70, game 75 of the season, or 70 of the season, 60 or 70 of the season. He needs to be averaging somewhere around there, so he can get his rhythm back, so they can have an opportunity to really take this thing far and go as far as they need to. But like I said, right now it's not the worst. It's not the best either, for the Clippers in terms of what I'm seeing. But we'll just give it a little bit of time and see what happens. Hopefully PG gets well. Hopefully Kawhi, everybody else on the team gets well and healthy, and make a run for it. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, until next time.